This is it, guys, the fifth and final day for the Bout of Realms Preliminaries. Let's go. Can you believe it has been a whole 5 days of these battles? It has gone really quickly and this whole week has just flown by. As I've said in the other videos, for those that haven't watched them, I'm not a huge PvP player, and this has been a lot of fun for me just to be on voice chat with some of my closest friends in Diablo Immortal and having a lot of fun and a laugh with them during these matches. So 3 matches, obviously, once again, and we started off the evening 18th rank on our server and not even ranked on the leaderboard, the mixed, like whatever it's called, master leaderboard for this. So we weren't really thinking that we were going to get any further than that, but we're happy with the result that we've got anyway. So, you know, these matches were all just a little bit of fun, to be honest. And as always, we put in the chat to these guys on the other team, said hi to them, and sneakily checked their stats when they replied, which I'm sure they did to us when we wrote in the chat in the first place. And they definitely put up a fight. This was another really fun match. You can see this guy here was 7k Rizzo, and yeah, they definitely gave us a fight. You can see at the moment they are winning and we have no points. I don't know how we had no points, because it felt like we were trying but nothing was happening. And yeah, I was waiting for my bandage there, which took a little while to refresh. But yeah, finally we've got some points going on the scores on the side there. But we were all worried at this point. We were like, hang on a minute, we have no points. We've managed not to, or we haven't managed to take any towers whatsoever. I obviously went to the center. I was trying to defend my teammate who was attempting to take the tower at the time, and then had to retreat because obviously taking a lot of damage, as you can see. A couple of their guys, I think, had high potency, which is what concerned me, because I have quite low resistance. It's something that I will work on eventually when I can upgrade my potency, so that I'm not really losing any potency. I will eventually upgrade it and then, yeah, put another topaz in for a little bit more resistance in my build. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with my teammates, and myself and Titan joked that we've been holding hands all week at the centre here, because we've kind of covered each other's asses in the centre for these matches all week. But yeah, this was another like nail-biting match. It was a lot of fun. We did this after the tournament, so for those that haven't seen, myself, Mao and Jeezy hosted some war game tournaments on our server this evening as well. So it's been as I said, a whole week of PvP for me this week. And although we hosted, we didn't take part, we just observed. I'll be sharing that video hopefully tomorrow. It might take me a little while to edit that. I am working all weekend, so excuse me if there is a little bit of a delay, but that was a lot of fun to watch before this as well. And obviously it's on the same map, it's on the same Tower War map that we used for the War Games tournament that we held. And yeah, all the winners have been sent their prizes from that as well, so we had some fun prizes to give out to people. Like battle pass and things like that as well. We didn't get that many sign up for it, which was a little bit disappointing, but hopefully we'll be able to do another one in the near future and be able to give out more prizes. So as you can see, we managed to pull back our score a little bit here. We were all on voice chat, very, very on top of strategy for this match, because even though, you know, as I said, we kind of took it in our stride that we weren't going to get very far in this, and we still wanted to do well, obviously, even if you don't get through any further. We wanted to do our best in these matches, and so yeah, we ensured that we put up a little bit of a fight. And you can see I was getting concerned here because I was on voice chat once again, shouting at everyone, going, Guardian is going to spawn soon, and they're all pushing forward, and I was hoping that someone would take the other tower on the I mean, I guess it depends on which angle you look at the map, but I always look at the red tower on the bottom right of the mini-map. I always think of that as the right tower in general. So I was hoping that our team might be able to take that tower so that these guys weren't going to spawn there, because obviously if they spawn there, they're kind of closest to the Guardian to just charge forward and take it down. So at this point, myself and my teammates were starting to kind of try and protect the Guardian here so that we'd be able to take it down as soon as it spawned. But as you can see, they kind of had the same idea and were pushing forward. And I was getting concerned because it was getting closer and closer to the 800 points for the Guardian to pop up, which there it is. And you can see it's kind of, we're all around it. You've got our team, you've got the enemy team. And then I died. Thankfully we managed to take it down, and then we were like, right, now we can just focus on towers, and that's exactly what we continue to do. So the cooldown for some reason with resurrecting seemed a lot higher this evening. I don't know why. It seemed to be a lot slower than the last few nights, so I don't know if that's something that was changed, but the last few nights we seem to resurrect pretty quickly, or if there's some like hidden mechanic with it depending on your score. I don't know, it was a bit weird. So I came up here to kind of cover my teammate while they took this effigy. Then we realized they were trying to take the center effigy, and although we were ahead with the score, we weren't like a crazy amount ahead. I mean, if they'd been on like 300 and we were on 1000, it wouldn't have been such a worry. But yeah, we were trying to continue to just ensure that we were taking the last towers to secure our win and get the most points that we could from this battle. But you can see it was pretty close for the whole match, and it was a fun match. They really did give us a fight, and they did work really hard for this as well. So but you can see getting closer and closer to the 1300 points, so this was going to be a victory for our team, which put us in a good mood for the start of the night. Always nice to start with a win rather than start with a loss, and I was worried I was going to die at the last second there. But thankfully managed to survive. But as you can see, waiting for my bandage. And yeah, this one, as I said, this first match was a victory. Super happy with that. And let's take a look at the overall result from the first match. So didn't expect to be as high up in this one. I kind of figured that I'd be a little bit low down because I died a couple of times. And the revive time, as I said, seemed to be a little bit longer than some of the other matches that we'd been in. So I figured that maybe I wasn't going to be very high up for kills or anything. But yeah, somehow managed to get to the top again. Defending my teammates obviously helps. So this second match, I'll make sure once again that I put timestamps on the video so that you can obviously skip through depending on if you want to see a certain match, if you know that you fought our team and wanted to see your performance from our point of view. I'm going to put those timestamps in for you. And this team again, we were quite evenly matched tonight with all of the teams that we had. There was a few teams that had a couple of players higher resonance, a couple of players lower, and then there was other teams where we were all pretty evenly matched on resonance and secondaries. Some of these teams tonight had slightly higher secondaries, so we knew that we'd have our work cut out for us. And this was another match that we were like, oh shit, they're kind of ahead of us. You can see they've got a lot more towers than we have, and I was so on top of trying to keep this center tower locked down, as always. I was like, I'm just going to chase this player because I'm not having them try and take this effigy. And their demon hunter in the middle here. This was a big mistake of me trying to get involved because wizard against demon hunter is pretty hard. And then the crusader just stood on me and killed me because that's what crusaders do. Crusaders always stand on me and kill me. But yeah, I feel like the resurrect time was a lot longer. I swear it wasn't 20 seconds the last couple of nights. But yeah, once again, scores on the left hand tooltip you can see are very close. So this was another nail biting match, which is more fun. It's more fun for you guys to watch when it's very close. And it's also, like I said yesterday, it's always more fun when it's a challenge rather than being an easy win or an easy loss. Easy losses are probably a lot worse because you feel like, yeah, there's no chance. And that's what it's going to be like in the next rounds, obviously, for the players that have moved on to the semi-finals. It'll be a little bit more frustrating. So at this point we were kind of looking at the mini-map and I was thinking, well, they've got 2 towers. We've got 3 if we can continue to keep 3. Should be in a good place. As I said, we were on voice chat with each other again. So the whole team's on voice chat every night. And it's definitely helped with ensuring that we were all in the right place, ensuring that we were supporting each other where we were needed on the minimap. And that's what we were kind of focusing on, making sure that everyone was in the right place at the right time. So yeah, currently in the lead with how many towers we've got, but the scores are pretty close. And that 800 points, something that I did mention on voice chat to the rest of the team, is that the 800 points creeps up very, very quickly. So if you're not really paying attention to that and you're just focusing on just the towers, or you're focusing on killing players, it can be pretty detrimental. So I was kind of keeping an eye on the scores so that I could shout out when we all needed to go central. But you can see they kind of had the same idea, and here I was thinking, are they trying to pull us away from the center? Because I've seen that technique a few times in this mode, whether it's in Dispute for the Accursed Tower, Conqueror, whatever. I have seen it a few times where players will try and pull players away from the center. So like the enemy teams might charge through, or they might act as if they're going to go and take towers, when actually all they're doing is they're sending a couple of people through to draw players away from that center guardian, so that it's a lot harder to actually win those bonus points for taking the guardian down. Luckily had a little bit of a quicker resurrect time here, getting very close though to the required 800 points. And you can see on the minimap, once again, there's a lot of players hanging around where the guardian's going to spawn and just fighting where the guardian's going to spawn. And this really stressed me out, because I was like, no, we need to get everyone away from where the guardian's going to spawn. But as you can see, taking a lot of damage again here. And it was difficult, because I was like, where am I going to run to that the enemy team aren't going to just like appear and take me down again? Like that, I saw that player running towards me and I was like, retreat. So it was a interesting night. I think probably out of all the nights this week, this was the most fun matches that we had all week. Every team that we faced this week has been amazing and it's been a lot of fun. But tonight, everyone really pushed us to the limit. And as you can see there, the enemy team got this guardian. And so I was like, right, screw this. I'm not standing in the middle fighting. I'm going to run off and try and get some towers. So that is exactly what I did. And to begin with, I was going to go to the top of the map. And then I figured, no, if I take this side effigy, then it means that they won't be able to spawn near the center. So it kind of gives us more control over these three effigies on the right, the middle, and the left. So I figured, yeah, let's take this first. Then I'll head back to the top this way, because they're going to now spawn at this top effigy. So yeah, I figured let's do that. Let's try and keep them at the top here. And you can see the scores creeping up. We were behind them, but we were behind them enough that this could have easily been a loss. So what we tried to do here was just keep them away from the center. And this guy was dancing on me. I think they knew that I was filming the match. Just dancing on me in golem form. So yeah, spawned at the center here. I was like, well, this is a good thing, because it means we can stop these players that are central getting any further through. And managed to take down the demon hunter, who I think had quite high armor or armor pen. Honestly, I've been in so many matches this week that I'm getting players confused, so I do apologize, guys. I appreciate everyone that's taken part in these matches, but my head hurts and I cannot remember what everyone's stats are. There was a few people though that I looked at their stats when they wrote in the chat, and I knew that I'd have my work cut out with certain people. High potency, as I said, I always struggle with. Somehow we scraped it. We managed to get enough towers right at the end and somehow secured this second victory. Look at how close the score was in the end. It was insane. They had a really good amount of kills. Like, I think I went down the most I have done all week, and they were down one player. So huge shout out to them for that. Down a player and still managed to really give us a huge fight. I was like absolutely stunned, and I honestly thought that that second match was a loss, just based on the fact that we had like an awful score and they were way ahead of us. So this is the third and final match. Once again, this team gave us a good fight, and they had a few players that were lower resonance than us. I think they had one player that was kind of higher resonance and a couple of players that were similar resonance to us. So again, slightly balanced for the most part, but a couple of players with lower stats. And we actually had a little bit of a nice chat in the all chat before we started this battle, which is always good when you enter a battle and you're against other friendly, nice people. You all know that I don't do toxicity and shit talking and stuff like that. It's just not my vibe. I'm not here for it. I'm here to play Diablo Immortal and enjoy the game and share my experiences with you, share tips with you, guides, etc. And so yeah, it's always nice when you experience and meet other nice players in PvP instances, because you all know from experience yourself that it can be quite toxic in some of these things, and not everyone is going to be nice. Not everyone that you meet in life, unfortunately, is going to be nice. So yeah, when you do actually enter this and get talking to decent players, it's always really, really lovely to see. So yeah, these guys, they did give us a fight again. As I said, we had pretty good control over a lot of the towers at this point. You can see we were ahead with the points, and so it was like, okay, well, maybe we can focus on getting the remaining towers as well. If we can keep them away from the center, that's what I focus on. As you know, that's what I've been focused on all week, is just keeping players away from the center. And yeah, we managed to take all the effigies, and yeah, I felt a little bit bad for these guys. I think they were down one player. We'll check that at the end. I think this team was also missing one player. So it's obviously a little bit frustrating for people when they can't make it. I think the only issue with the Bout of Realms is that it's a huge, huge commitment to be able to make every single match. And I know that last time there was players that managed to make all the matches the first week. The second week they had things that were already scheduled that they couldn't change, so they maybe missed some of the semi-finals. And you know, sometimes things just happen and you can't make it. We were worried yesterday that Nabil, that GZ wasn't going to make it. He has an issue with the last Inferno 9 boss that whenever he completes it, it literally just kicks him out of the game. And that happened right before Bout of Realms, and then he was stuck and locked out. So we were worried yesterday that he wasn't even going to be able to make it with us, and thankfully he did. But yeah, I do feel for these guys that have been missing players this week. We managed to get the Guardian, get those points up quickly, and the third match was also a victory. So this is our first day of 3 wins. So happy about this. This was the overall result. As you can see, they didn't manage very many points. I did feel bad for them. They did have a full team, so I think a few of their players were much lower resonance than us. They were like 2k. But yeah, really, really nice team. Thank you for a good battle. And thank you again to everyone that's taken part in Bout of Realms this week, and everyone that's been here watching my videos. So overall this week, we somehow managed to scrape it to 6th place. Now, the team above us is Mao's team. I'm not sure of all the others. Obviously, Niflheim, 3rd place. That is from our clan. Pink Pony Club, I think, is another Immortal team. I'm not sure which clan. And somehow, we managed to scrape it to 83rd in the overall ranking for Bout of Realms, which blows my mind. I did not expect that, considering we weren't even ranked on this morning. So that is it from me for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed experiencing these matches with me this week. We'll keep you updated on what's happening further on with this tournament. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Official Diablo Partner.